And a really important point here. Be humble enough to say that you don't know. If you can be someone who is having this a talk or a debate or an argument with someone, and you say, do you know what? I don't actually know about that. Or can you tell me about that? I don't know. If you can say, I don't know, you are essentially a fucking genius. Because it's such a difficult skill to cultivate, and it's a rare one. How many times do you hear someone say, do you know what? I don't actually know. And when someone says that, it really tells a lot about that person, and it will tell you a lot about yourself, because there is a great deal of positivity to be found in the mindset that is willing to say they don't know. If you say you don't know, you can learn. And also, you can safeguard yourself from sounding like a twat, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people will sort of moonwalk their way into an argument or a debate about who killed JFK with no idea. They'll say, well, no, Bin Laden did it. And it's like, no, you're not talking about the right thing, because you don't know what you're talking about. And in that, you're going to sound stupid if you go into a point not knowing what you're talking about. If you go into something and you go, God, actually, I don't know. What do you know about that? Did Bin Laden do it? You will safeguard yourself from sounding like an idiot, and you will also learn what not being an idiot sounds like. I think one of the most important things to do to tie in this sort of thread of being humble is to be able to say, I don't know about that, or I'm not well informed on that, or could you tell me about that? In doing that, there is so much growth. I think this is actually probably one of the most critical underlying aspects of how I feel about myself nowadays, is knowing that I'm not enough of a prick to go, oh yeah, I know about that. That definitely no. It was Eminem that won the BAFTA in 1983. No. If I can go into a conversation now and go, God, I don't actually know what happened. I don't know how that works. Being able to do that is wonderful. And it really makes you feel good about yourself, because coming from the perspective of someone who is innately egotistical, being able to look and go, that wasn't egotistical of you. That's something that you're definitely improving on. There would have been a time when you couldn't have helped but bite there and just try and pull some information in. I would say on that point as well, it's very easy for us when we're having a conversation with someone to sort of draw from the parts we know as to sound impressive, rather than probe the other person to find out what they know. I will, and I am guilty of this, be having a conversation with someone about a topic that I know some aspects of, and I will focus on, right, what can I cherry pick out of my brain to sound impressive here, as to fit into the conversation. I know, and you will now know, that it would be much better for you actually to, rather than making a sort of adjacent point that is in the right vicinity but you're talking about something different, rather than doing that, if you can focus on what someone is saying, then you will grow, you will learn, you will be benefited by that. For instance, let's use the JFK example. If you know about the 3-bullet theory, I believe it's called, or the 3 bullets, I know what I'm talking about. Obviously not enough. And someone else is talking about whether it was a CIA operation or not. If I start talking about the part that I know about, and they start talking about the part they know about, rather than sort of digging into one specific area and both coming to an understanding of whether the CIA did have a hand in that, we're sidestepping each other, because I'm talking about something completely different and he's talking about that. And as a result of that, though we're talking about the same things, we're not talking about it in the same way. If you can offset your ego in conversations and listen to someone and try and find out as much as you can within that conversation, and if you don't know about something in that conversation, say, I don't know, could you tell me about that? You are on to a real winner. Trust me on that.